I'm not the most adventurous person in the world, but one of my best friends is, or at least he was. He told me what happened to him on a night of witches when he was 14 or 15. Several of his friends went to an abandoned hospital nearby. Apparently, before it was a hospital, it had been a convent or monastery. Shortly before it closed, it was used as a psychiatric hospital, according to his older brother. The place is famous around here, and because it has such a macabre appearance, lots of stories get told. Boys who want to go in are never missing. The place is surrounded by trees and the path to the entrance is now full of grass. There's no light there, and it has a heavy vibe. One of the older friends had a truck. They drove it through the grass and parked it right at the entrance. There were 5 of them. The 2 older ones, including the friend with the truck, didn't dare to go in and said they would wait at the entrance. The others went inside and began to check the place. There was nothing out of the ordinary, except for signs of vandalism from years of abandonment. They checked room by room. It was a huge building. When they found the stairs to the 2nd floor, none of them had ever climbed them at night, so they gathered courage and walked slowly up to be the first. Upstairs there was no graffiti or signs of people having been there for years. What covered the walls were marks like scratches, as if an animal had used them to sharpen claws. They had checked almost the entire 2nd floor when they found another staircase. It was strange because from the outside the place looked like it only had 2 floors. Even with their lamps they couldn't see what was at the end, so they went up. The stairs were so narrow they could barely climb one at a time. At the top there was a small corridor with some doors. Adrenaline made them forget fear, and they started checking each door. The last door was closed. They tried to force it. Some suggested there might be something of value inside, but it was mostly curiosity that pushed them. While one of them tried to force the lock, my friend shone his light down the corridor. The same claw marks were all over the walls. Someone peered through the hole in the lock. Everyone tried to see inside, but everything was absolutely dark. You couldn't see anything at all. While it was my friend's turn to look, one of the boys managed to throw a small steel bar that covered a crack in the door at about knee height. He shone his lamp from outside while my friend was still looking through the lock, and my friend saw one of the walls inside. It was also full of those claw marks. Something told him they shouldn't be there, and he told his friends it was time to go. They agreed and gave up on opening the door. They started back down the narrow corridor toward the stairs. The other 2 boys took the lead with the lamps. My friend stayed behind in the corridor. Then there was a knock at the door behind him. One of the guys on the stairs turned and shone his light on my friend's face, almost blinding him. In that fraction of a second, my friend thought the door had finally given in from all their kicks and attempts, and he saw it fall a few seconds later. In the dark hallway, he seemed to see a huge figure standing in the shadows. His friends hurried down, leaving him alone between the darkness of the corridor and the stairs. He heard footsteps coming from the door toward him, steps that seemed to get faster and faster. Somehow he made it down the stairs without tripping and could only be guided by the light of his friends' lanterns as they ran ahead. They ran to the entrance where the others were waiting and shouted at them to start the truck. My friend threw himself into the back as they began to drive away. One of his friends insists he saw a huge black figure running after them just before they left the building and got into the truck. My friend tells the story every night of witches when we insist on hearing it, but he never seems to enjoy it. They never return to that place.